Hi, and welcome to JD's Longbox. I'm your host, JD. For this episode, we're taking a look at the feature film Alita, Battle Angel, released in 2019 by 20th Century Fox. The film is directed by Robert Rodriguez and produced by James Cameron and John Landue. The screenplay, written by James Cameron and Laeta Kalogridis, was based on the manga Battle Angel Alita, created by Yukito Kishiro. I was excited to see this film since I first heard of its development way back when the historic blockbuster Titanic was released. If you've watched my introduction video, then you already know about my love of the Terminator, but I was a fan of James Cameron's work since seeing Aliens, and Cameron's been a major influence of mine as a writer and a filmmaker, so I couldn't wait to see what he would do with this character. However, with Cameron dedicating the remainder of his career to completing the Avatar saga, the writer-producer passed the project on to fellow filmmaker Robert Rodriguez. The Rebel Without a Crew independent director may at first seem like an odd choice for adapting the Japanese manga, with his combined history of grindhouse mexploitation films like El Mariachi, Desperado, Machete, and Once Upon a Time in Mexico, and his notably family-friendly Spy Kids series. But Rodriguez came with a track record of working in effects-heavy genre films, and he's no stranger to adapting comic books to the big screen after his Frank Miller collaboration on Sin City. The star-studded cast includes Academy Award winners Christoph Waltz as Dyson Ito, Jennifer Connelly as Dr. Charon, and Mahershala Ali, who plays the underworld boss Vector. Academy Award nominee Jackie Earle Haley provides the performance capture for the menacing Grishka. But by far the most outstanding performance comes from Rosa Salazar, with her raw voice and her heart-wrenching performance as the Battle Angel, Alita. The script for this live-action movie drew heavily from the 1993 animated film that introduced a few new elements not seen in the initial manga books, and Rodriguez's final pass to the script interwove the hyperkinetic motorball plotline from books 3 and 4 to include edge-of-your-seat action set pieces. The first act of this film closely follows the source material, with Ito finding Alita's discarded cyborg body in the growing pile of trash cast off from the floating city of Salem. Alita awakens with no memory of who she is, and before she can learn about who she's meant to be, she first has to learn what it's like to be a person again. This adapted script adds a whole new layer that was lacking from the original work. In this version, Ito and Dr. Charon are estranged spouses, both mourning over the loss of their child. Whatever Ito was looking for in that trash heap, he inevitably found a surrogate daughter. So not only does he provide the newcomer with his daughter's name, Alita, but he also provides her with a prosthetic body that he had built, with hopes to allow his handicapped child to run. Cybernetics and prosthetics are normally portrayed as powerful but clunky pistons, gears, and wires. They overlap power fantasy with body horror, but they are rarely portrayed as beautiful. What Rodriguez's vision and the effects team created is so intricate and lovingly embellished. It's a design that tells a whole different story, because Alita Battle Angel is a father and daughter story, where Ito is at first protective of Alita, who comes into this world with all the wonder and curiosity of a small child. While her prosthetic body is fragile, her spirit is strong, and her Panzerkunst cyborg fighting style allows her to use that body to devastating effect. This pits Charon, who has taken sides with the underworld boss Vector, against Ito and Alita. Ito is reluctant to allow Alita to grow up, first warning her against Motoball and then against following in his footsteps to become a hunter-warrior, and he refuses to help her utilize more advanced cyborg tech in the form of the Berserker body that Alita found in a crashed spaceship. Eager to regain her lost memories that can only be unlocked by reliving the violence she experienced as a soldier on Mars, Alita applies to become a hunter-warrior, and then immediately tries to recruit the other hunter-warriors to join her in confronting the corrupt powers of Iron City. With no one taking her up on her call to action, Alita must face the monstrous Grishka alone. In this story, Grishka, who is based on the manga's more self-motivated Makaku, is a more thuggish henchman taking his orders from Vector. Alita's spirit is definitely up to the task of facing this fight, but her fragile teacup body isn't, and she suffers a serious defeat. When Ito does finally give her the Berserker body, Alita is faster, stronger, and has a more mature silhouette. This shift signifies Alita's growth into womanhood. It also signifies that Ito trusts her to make her own decisions and to face her coming battles on her own. And Alita rewards him in the most daughter-to-father display. She cuddles next to him on the couch for one more hug. But her growth isn't done yet. She still has to learn about heartbreak. Just like in the manga and animation, Alita falls for Yugo, or Hugo as he's named here. The casting of older actors than the characters portrayed in the other media elevates what was an innocent infatuation into a teenager's first true love. But Hugo's obsession to reach Salem leads him down a dark road, and when he's framed for murder, Alita must choose between following her heart and upholding her oath as a hunter-warrior. The CG animation is good, though not up to the level of Cameron's other epic, Avatar, but there are great efforts put in creating a realistic and believable character by the computer animators and by the performance delivered by Rosa Salazar. This feature film showed me a rich sci-fi world with a dynamic and passionate heroine that led me to seek out the original manga and to revisit the animated film, which only further fueled my love of this world. If you enjoyed this review and want to see more, be sure to like and subscribe, and then check out some of my other videos. If you want to learn more about the original manga, then check out my video on Battle Angel Alita. And if you want to see another movie review, then check out my very first movie review, Return of the Jedi. Until next time, I'm JD, and this box is closed.